on getting your bag.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports.
And this carries into the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
First carry for Dalvin Cook. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
Cook, the ball carrier.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Cousins gives way to Cook. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
2-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
3rd and 1.
But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
That's good.
They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time, they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side, and they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 10 more there and another first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Back to the ground, Cook. He's got the first down here inside the 30. Touchdown, Vikings! Dalvin Cook, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead.
Lining up for the point.
Earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
And they got the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Fields it in the middle of the end zone.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll get this one up to the 26. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Gain of 2 yards.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. To throw on 3rd down. Chambers. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. By Jeff Bradley. And this one will be brought back to the 22. The disaster there, I mean, you saw it coming. The pressure gets knocked down, the interception.
Sometimes the best throw you make is the one you
don't make.
Exactly. Take care of the football. He'll also learn how to shrug his shoulders, take the proper slide steps to alleviate some of the pressure. But occasionally, like the one we just saw, sometimes just hold on to the football and take the hit.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a 1st down. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball.
And Thiel's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead.
Lining up for the
full team is involved in this game early, aren't they? Go down the field, score on offense, take the ball away on defense, and then go right back and score again. You got to like the way that's working for them.
That's exactly right. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, 2-score lead. A little bit like you at breakfast this morning. I got to get this in. You had a perfect omelet, dropped it. It's a little bit of a turnover. You went right back though and got that omelet and crushed it.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do.
A little worried about your hands though.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
More muscle up front for this 2nd and 2. They've got 3 tight ends out there. And now here's a carry heading left. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
He was brought down by
a big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line to hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. First down for the Bears, a gain of 15.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter. And a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. Kendall Fuller in on the stop.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And again this time to the tailback. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Bears nothing.
And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. Operating from the gun, Chambers. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Complete, Jefferson the target. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Justin Jefferson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. It is now 21-0.
Makes the score Vikings 21, Bears nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
1st down.
is across midfield from 149 to the other 49, a gain of just 2.
Across midfield to the 49.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 12 yards there and a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Now a handoff here to his running back. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Looking to throw. Chambers. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. So his struggle is just continuing here in the first half, throwing the football. Charles, now 3 interceptions.
And they don't feel like they're just great plays by the defense. There's a sense that maybe he's a little careless with the football now. So some of the great coaches in the past, you know, they've always said, I can't teach you, obviously, because you're not listening. So maybe the bench can teach you. He's got to be careful now. He might get pulled.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 15-yard line.
Well, the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's Cousins. It's going to be knocked away and incomplete. It was Roquan Smith who got his big hand in there to knock it away.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well.
I know you can't really see it, but that play spells frustration with a capital F for the guys on defense. They covered everyone else. End up going to the running back out of the backfield, and he picks up a back-breaking first down.
He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And a heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. He's picked up just shy of midfield. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. And he'll give it here to his running back. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. Touchdown, Chicago! A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bears cut into that lead.
We know it's primarily a passing league now, but anytime a runner breaks one like that, you've got to have a secondary that can find a way to him and find a way to get him on the ground. Absent of that, he's going to find the end zone every time.
Giorgio Tavecchio set to kick.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio.
Fields it in the middle of the end zone.
And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now in the afternoon. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. So the big play to kick off the drive set them up first and goal, and they're able to cash in right away on play number 2.
I think I'm starting to understand more and more when we get ready to do games and we meet with coaches why they talk about big plays, explosive plays, and how it sets them up for success, because that's exactly how they're able to score on this one. We saw the touchdown. We saw the payoff, but, of course, that big, long chunk play is what got them in position.
Takes this about 5 yards deep.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Off play action. Chambers rolling to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Yannick Ngakoue. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
2nd down.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole. 3rd and long. Well, earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to defend him. I think you used the term bottle him up at different levels. They've struggled to do that.
They certainly have, because when you see them approach, in order to bottle them up at different levels, that front line's got to take care of business. Otherwise, he starts to slip through.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Chambers.
That's complete to Mooney.
And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Chambers. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. Now is going to use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime.
Chicago.
First down, Chambers. This will be caught by Mooney. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
First down.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Bears going to see the football first, and they trail here as we get back underway to start this second half. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They'll start the third quarter here on the ground. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Throw here on second down, and that's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
First down.
Throwing on first down. Chambers. His pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Anthony Harris. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
Following the interception, Cousins lets it fly for Thielen. This is caught at the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 39 yards there, a big one.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Now Cook. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple, down to the 15-yard line.
On the carry.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Tavecchio good on the extra point, and that cuts the lead to 28-14. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
From the 29, Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
First down throw for Cousins. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Kyle Fuller. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Take over 1st and
This defense figured out something in the locker room. That's 2 third-quarter picks now.
And you just wonder, did he get too comfortable in the locker room himself? His team has the lead. Take care of the football. He's putting them in jeopardy right now.
Yardage back at the 17. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Operating from the gun, Chambers. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, Chambers. Escaping the pressure right. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Cousins now from the 50. This one brought in by Jefferson. Past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Well, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
Back to throw. Chambers. It's a loss of 14 that time. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Off the play fake. Chambers. Flush to his right.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Here comes Grant on the return. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10.
Their own 47-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game.
Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Akeem Hicks at 6'5", 332 finds his way home for the sack. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Cousins. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 22 yards there, a 1st down. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39.
The tackle made.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the 4th quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. 13 yards remaining on 2nd down. Cook. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge. Breakdown in protection. Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
52-yard attempt.
And this one is right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
No return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
10 at the 25-yard line.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Chambers. And this is incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun. Chambers. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Yannick Ngakoue able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And it's 3 and out.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Chicago.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 1st and 10, Chambers in trouble, and he's taken down. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack.
It's 2nd down.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. On first down. Chambers firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? Not like any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
He was normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll try and run for it. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And it would appear that the open week a week ago came just at the right time as they have dominated the proceedings here into this 4th quarter. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Well, we're beyond the tone setting right now. This guy's been the bell cow all day, and he'll continue to rely on him to move the chains, drain the clock, and lead his team.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes this forward for about 6.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Gain of a yard on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd. They're going for Jefferson downfield. And this will be caught. We'll forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill. But remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. What were they claiming on?